All right, Tracey, do not be this type of nail technician. Don't get mad at us if anybody's listening.
Hate us.
This is all in fun, so to speak. But at the same time, we only want to enrich your lives, become better nail techs, make more money.
Funsies based in reality.
But we don't want you to be this kind of nail tech, man. It's not good for biz, right?
It's not.
So there's a few things we'll talk about that you've seen your time as a nail tech. You've seen in your salon. And I think these are just good business. Like we could rename this as good business tips.
Good business. It really is. Like it's
any business owner shouldn't do this.
Any business,
right?
This is good to go by. And sometimes we don't know it. You know, sometimes these are things that we're like, oh, that's bad.
Yeah. Well, it's true because I always say this. It's so funny. I was just talking to my wife about this. I'm like, I literally have like two personalities. I have my not at work, at home, my personal life.
Yep.
But then when I step into the business world, it's a switch that gets flipped, man. It's different. I'm a different person. Yeah. Like.
Well, and I think that's a good place to start, right? Because you are you.
Yes.
There is Habib there.
For 100%.
But it's professional Habib, and some people don't know how to have that switch.
Yeah.
We don't need the full version of you.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Well, let me give one example, right? Like if we have a vendor that's not doing their job here and you call me and say, Habib, I need your help.
Yeah.
I'm just boom all over it. Or even in the early stages, even before you were here, Trace, it was like I was so aggressive with getting on top of stuff, communicating.
Yep.
With my own house, for example, if somebody comes and they give me like, a contractor and they're working on the yard and they give me a bid and I'm like, oh, it's kind of, I don't like, I turn into this
different person.
I'm totally different.
Yeah.
It's because it's weird. Business for me is like life or death. It's like a weird thing where I push all my personal issues out of the way and I just go. But I've had to like, I told Yvette, I'm like, we're having some work done. And I'm like, I'm talking to the contractor. I'm going business Habib. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, and it was just like on the phone, texting like these guys were like, this dude is psycho. He is.
Get his job done.
Get his job. And I said, I'm going to terrorize them every day. And I did. And they finally were like, we're coming over right now. We had a meeting. And I was like, what is going on? Blah, 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 blah. And then it was just like, boom, back on track.
It's a
professional, like
professional version of you.
Totally.
And what I'm talking about too on that is there's at home Habib with his friends Habib. It might be a little more loose, a little more free flowing. And I've seen this so much. I watch a little TikTok. I didn't know.
A little bit. Just a smidgen.
I might waste a couple hours a day on TikTok.
Or 10.
And whatever. It's for business.
It's for business. It's for
research.
It's research.
And I will see some nail techs. And I'm not going to say this is just a new generation thing, but, there is some up and coming nail techs. And they are so themselves, I guess. I don't know. They just let it all flow. And it's very aggressive. It's foul. It's not professional.
Yeah.
And I think, and some people might be listening, well, that's who they are. And you know what? That is who you are. However, you do have to realize that might subtract from your business.
Yeah.
You can be yourself. We're not saying, please do not be yourself. I'm who I am in salon. It's just an edited version of myself.
Well, a great example too of what you're talking about. This is really good, Tracey, because I think people need to. There is a line. So here's a perfect example. In my real life, I'm not going to hang out with somebody that I don't like. Right.
Absolutely.
That I don't get along with.
Absolutely.
Maybe for whatever reason, I
don't have to.
I don't have to. I pick and choose. In business, that person would never, ever know that I, for whatever reason, were not clicking or I didn't like them, they would never, ever know. Now, are you saying, oh, you're being fake? So should I tell that person, you know what? You don't get along with everybody in this world. So should I tell them, you know what? I don't like you, but let's do business, buddy. I mean, that is insane. I'm going to be courteous, polite, kind. Yeah. I'm still going to get the job done for them. I'm still going to go 100% for them. Does that make me, not authentic as a human being? No, it's a professionalism. Yeah. That's the key.
It's called making a living.
Making a living.
It's like, do you really think every barista, every cashier, every person that you talk to where you say that same funny joke that they've heard 3,000 times that day, or, hey, why don't you smile more? My sister works at Costco and she hears this all the time.
Totally.
Why don't you smile more? And she's like,
Next time I see your sister, I'm going to ask her that.
Do it. She'll love it. But no, she puts on a smile. She looks at him and says, have a nice day.
That's what you got to do.
It's part of work. But again, it's not being fake. It's just professional.
And so I think that's the first thing is, you made the first thing. Don't be that nail technician. That's like, don't go on these. I don't think so, in my opinion. Like, like if you're going to rant, maybe call somebody. I don't think it's a good thing for social media to put it out there in the open. That's my opinion. I know.
See it a lot.
But yes, I think it's something that you could, like, you're trying to run a business. Once you rant about something, all of your customers are going to think, oh my God, is that me? Did I do that?
How many times, we've talked about this before. How many times I've seen, or have you seen, I am tired. This is to my clients. I am tired of XYZ and you showing up late and you da-da-da-da-da. Here's what I'm going to guarantee you. The only people that are going to see that is the people that didn't do it.
Yes.
And care.
That care.
And all you see below their comments is, I'm sorry, it's not me, right? Oh, no, it's not you. Well, but
they think it's them.
Now, the one person you're talking to never saw it, nor do they care.
Right.
Never saw it. So you're unleashing on people that didn't deserve it, and you don't see it that way. And I know they don't see it that way, nor is it intended that way.
Right.
It's just you're putting it out there to make people aware, but all you're really doing is yelling to a group of people that didn't deserve it.
And Tracey, this is such a great example. You're avoiding that sort of like the direct communication that's needed in business to make it successful. So instead, don't be this nail tech that avoids the tough conversations with clients. Still be polite and be courteous and professional. But instead of going on your rant on social media, call that customer and say, hey, listen, moving forward, I really need you to show up on time.
Yep.
This is, I know you don't know this, but this is what happens. When it happens, when you show up late, it pushes everything back. It gets very complex for me. Is that cool? I just wanted to communicate with you. I want to be you're my client. I want to be totally honest, transparent. I love you, but it's really important that we show up on time. That is what you should do instead of making all of your clients feel like they did something wrong. You got to just go direct and hit the problem at the core.
Well, the reason is you're avoiding an awkward conversation, right?
Exactly.
Now you just made it awkward with everybody.
Everybody except the person that
the
you
one
need
that
to.
You wanted to communicate. And just so everybody understands too, I am not talking about, hey guys, quick reminder, it's the holiday season, so I just want to, schedule's tight, here's an update of my policies. That's different than, right. I am sick and tired.
Completely.
And if you don't stop, I've seen it. I'm not even exaggerating.
I've seen it too.
I've seen it worse.
Yeah.
And so there's a difference.
And here's the thing. We're not just talking about obviously our business is nails, but I've seen it on social media with all kinds of businesses where people are like, you come into my shop to buy. I'm just like, yo.
Don't worry about me coming.
I will never come again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When someone puts that kind of energy out, first of all, I don't know you, right?
Yeah, correct.
I don't really know you. So are you this way with everybody?
Right.
Did someone really do so? I don't know the situation. Someone might have just really been out of line and that was your only way of releasing it. But I always say it's like throwing mud on the wall. Your wall ends up dirty.
Right.
It may, the bulk of it might slide off, but your wall's dirty at that point.
Dirty.
It makes people go, I don't know.
Yeah.
Do I want to go with an aggressive? I've been thinking about going to Habib, but that seems quite aggressive with those clients. I think I'll just look somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's that's probably top of kind of all of them. Okay. This one, well, do you have one in mind? I have another one I want to ask you about. Like
The one that comes to is the do as I say, not as I do.
okay, which is?
You better show up on time. You better not cancel your appointments. You better not do this. I'm going to do all that.
So it's my business.
Yeah.
I will do. So have you seen, like you've seen, like, and this is like not a one-off here and there. In the same way that we would talk about like nail technicians where it's not like there's one-off, clients of nail technicians where there's a one-off cancellation or
crap,
wait,
happens.
it happens.
Happens to me, happens to everybody.
Of course. But you've seen techs where they're constantly late and canceling appointments on their clients?
I have seen it. I have seen people run half an hour late for their clients while their clients sit there. And it's a consistent thing. And then when their client doesn't show up on time, they're like,
yeah, they get mad.
I can't believe Becky's not here. Oh, you mean the one time that you were actually on time for an appointment? Becky didn't show up because she knows you're going to be at least 30 minutes late. So why should she sit here?
Yeah.
Becky's saving herself some frustration. And now you're going off?
Yeah.
No, that's not cool.
I've always, when it comes to business, I've always had it, punctuality, being on time. It's such an easy, it's one of those things where you can kill a deal, you can kill an opportunity, a client, so fast by something that is like it's so meaningless, like just showing up late. It's one of those variables that you can take that variable and increase your chance for success by just being on time always.
Yep.
99% of the time. It happens obviously, like we said, we're talking about under your control. And there's people that are like, I just can't. I can't be on, like they
It's not
can't.
me. It's not who I am.
It's not my authentic self.
I'm not my but no, there are people that will say I'm just always late. It's just who I am. Okay, well, I'm not your client.
You're not for me.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm not like, if you're a nail technician where that is who you are, you're going to have to find clients that, can you imagine that though? Like, how do you build a business where clients are like, yeah, it's cool, I'm late too. And the tech's like.
But if you're going to get mad at them.
You can't get mad.
You can't get mad at them.
Yeah.
Because you're always late. So what? Yeah, it that always has bothered me. It's like, why are you so upset right now that you do it to them all the time?
Yes.
Like the rarity of you to be on time is just, I could win the lottery.
Yeah. if you actually come on time. Yeah. That's the one I was actually going to mention.
Oh,
funny enough.
Sorry.
No. It's perfect. We're aligned. I mean, those are two big ones. What else have you seen, Trace? In the salon, are there maybe sharing too much information where you just like your client sits down and you're just like you just start like going off?
That goes with the being my authentic self.
Yes.
I'm just saying, because this is what I experienced, and I got in a fight last week at that bar, and this is dial it back. Let's dial it back. I had a girl in my salon that I finally had to let go. First, she kept on not showing up for her clients. Also would get upset when the clients didn't show up. But was just always like, yeah, and then I was on her car and I was jumping. Like, dial it back.
Yeah.
First of all, you may have a client that's okay with it. You may struggle to build clientele, though, because of it.
Right.
Because you have to find that person that fits in that doesn't bother. But more than anything, it bothered all the girls around.
Right.
And all their clients.
Right.
They didn't want to hear that. And they didn't want to hear the language. And they didn't want to. So that is, you can share too much information. You can not, kind cussing, for instance. My mom, 2.2 seconds, you start cussing in front of her, she's never coming back to you.
Yeah.
And she's not a prude. She's,
Right.
It's just not what she wants to hear. And
Exactly.
especially and she's like, if you do that, she's not like judging you.
It's just, that's not
But
her.
in a
That's not her cup of
professional situation,
It's not her cup of tea, man.
she don't want to hear it.
Exactly.
And so you just have to think about it. Like, okay, yeah, because I know those people are sitting here going, I do that and I have no problems. But I'm telling you guys, it does make it hard to build.
In my personal life, I use bad language,
Mm-hmm.
right? I cuss.
Yep.
I mean, I do. And, but on videos, all young nails, 99% of it, I don't. This morning, I think I said a couple S words, Hi, Mom. But I don't do that because we do have like younger audience. We'll have maybe teens that watch or some of our followers that listen, their kids listen too. They like to listen. So I don't want to use foul language. For me, it's not, I don't think it's professional.
Yeah.
And that does not mean I'm being my authentic self. It just means that I'm being professional. You can be yourself and be professional.
I can walk around naked at home. I can't do it at work.
But it's your authentic self, Trace.
It's being true to me. It's like, no, it's being true to my income. Is what it is.
Yes.
And being respectful. I want people to respect me. I have to respect them. It's a clientele in the beauty industry. It's a mutual respect. I truly appreciate you coming to me. I truly appreciate your money, and you appreciate my professionalism and my craft.
Yeah.
50-50.
I think
50-50.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's too many people using, especially with social media, talking about you got to be you got to be yourself, be your authentic self. And that's true. That is true. You have to be you. But at the same time, there is a level of professionalism you've got to bring to business.
Yeah. And we are in an industry where we get to express ourselves a lot more than
Completely.
if I was a lawyer. Could you imagine going,
Completely.
yo, judge, what up? Like, beep, beep. It's not going to happen.
Oh, out.
We are in a more relaxed, express ourselves in what we dress in and stuff like that. But that also brings me to that. Don't be the dirty birdie.
Right.
Be I always laugh because I wear ripped jeans and stuff, and your mom's always like, "Oh,
I'll buy you a new pair."
You don't have any money. I'm like, I spend extra on those. Yeah. But so we have that leniency and stuff like that,
for sure,
where we can express ourselves, but we don't need to express ourselves completely.
Well, I think it's express yourself, but don't not express anything, meaning don't just roll out of bed and come to work where you're not expressing. The only thing you're expressing is like, dude,
I'm lazy.
You got to shower. You got to get dressed. You're seeing clients,
Yeah. And along with the dirty is your station, your place of work.
Holy mackerel.
Don't be gross.
Okay. I think that's a good one to sort of end on is you've got to be clean and organized at your station. That reflects who you are. Don't have a light that's caked with gel, an electric file caked with gel. Like you've got to keep your tools clean. You've got to be clean because it's like when I go to a restaurant, you see the kitchen or the bathroom, and if it's absolutely disgusting, I will not come back.
Have you ever seen the door fly open to a kitchen and you're like,
what the hell? Yeah.
I got to get
terrifying.
Out. How can I get out of here?
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. Like absolutely not. And even here, like if I walk into a bathroom here, Trace, and it's not clean, I'm like, Tracy, what, like who is the company we're using to cut, what's going on?
Yep.
I want it needs to be clean.
Yeah.
Because it kind of reflects who we are as a company. Yeah.
It really is.
So all in all, I would just say it's important for people to just don't be that nail tech that is unprofessional. Let's be professional. You can be yourself still.
Yep.
And I think that's going to give you the best chance for success.
Agreed.
Thanks, Trace.
Subscribe to the channel now. Subscribe to the channel now. Subscribe to the channel now. Subscribe to the channel.